All right, all right, all right. I think we here. We're live back. We're back in the Zoom world, back virtual in the metaverse. Uh, you
Hmm.
know, we're getting back to cadence. We're getting back to cadence, man. It's been a while. We're both very busy, man. I apologize for the week off, the in between weeks. We just figuring out the cadence. But we're here. And welcome to Mother Talks. Mother Talks, the safe place for keeping it player, where we keep it kosher every time, all the time. It's your boy SL, T Max across from me. Man, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Working, creating,
Yeah, man.
telling jokes. You know, trying to have a healthy lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, everything's good though, man. What's up with you?
Oh man, like I said, creating content creation, managing personalities is just it's a full-time game in itself. I Last week I officially did the studio thing and I left the studio when the sun came up. I did not like it. That is a
You
young
didn't
man.
like it.
It's a young man's game, bro. I got back in the crib at 5 a.m. Bro, I was 5 a.m. Sunday morning, bro. My whole Sunday was fucked, bro. Like, I didn't get back up out the bed till like 2 in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I
Listen, that burning. Studio session till the morning. I ain't never done that, but yeah, when you get in at 5 a.m., bro, you still got to catch up on all that sleep.
yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in there from like I think 9 to 5. They say 8 hours in the studio. Like that shit
Shoot,
was yeah, man.
it wasn't
Artists,
like
and then you drinking and well, I wasn't smoking, but they were drinking and smoking. I'm like, yo, I don't know how y'all keep up. I had to drink a Red Bull just to make sure everything was going safe, man. To make sure the content was created. But I enjoy this shit. The DTR shit. The gang is here. The gang is we're continuing to elevate. We'll talk about them boys later, but this is Model Talks time. So,
gotcha.
this is our bread and butter right here. This is our baby. So we still gotta give Model Talks the same love. Our other
Yeah,
passions that
man.
got right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, we getting back in the groove of it. Yeah, I miss talking shit. Like I ain't been saying crazy shit on Twitter. Like I said, I used to like doing this so I wouldn't have to tweet crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
At least we
I've
can
been
monetize the
itching
crazy
it.
shit.
Exactly. If I want to tweet something, I'm just gonna put it on Elon Musk's Twitter. I'm trying to say it on our shit, bring the traffic this way as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
on the other shit. But it's
Yeah.
like we ain't been potting. I'm starting to want to tweet crazy shit.
Yeah, I dig it, bro. We're both the
Hmm.
new. Like it's been a while since we really just caught up with the people. We're both the new locations. I mean, you look like it looks like we're doing an actual like interview. Like you got your whole set up in the background with the guitar right there. I got them. What I'm saying, nice background with the photos. I see y'all in the corner. Y'all cute as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Black love, things have changed. When I start, we started this podcast, I was a thoroughly single person. Now nigga has elevated in life, got a good partner. So, that's a place where a lot of, energy gotta go, just maintaining a
Mhm.
relationship and being a good, being a man, bringing the bacon home and still managing the stuff
Being
around the
smart,
house
being
and
being smart with the bacon. That's even more important.
being smart with the bacon, trying to make more bacon,
Yeah.
we don't die on the swine. But yeah, yeah, because you done moved and you in a whole new spot.
Yeah, man. I
And
had to skedaddle. I'm in a new apartment, nice little setup. So now I'm even more I guess, professional now with this podcast. I got my mic right here. So, hopefully
mhm.
it's studio quality sound, for the people.
It sounds good to me. I sold my USB microphone, but it's nothing, man.
Yeah.
We're investing back into this. So ain't nothing for
Yeah.
me to just buy another mic and fuck it. I got a plug at Guitar Center,
Oh,
my
facts.
brother.
Yeah.
So
You heavy with the polo though, right? You know what I'm saying? Polo gang.
yeah, it's now that I have a new listen, it's everywhere now. Um bro, it's so I
uh,
have a new job. I'm working for Ralph Lauren, and one of the perks of the job is the discount. That discount be coming through kind of crazy. So
yeah.
it was a very polo Christmas, very polo Valentine's Day, polo. I got my mom some polo shoes and some in a polo bear shirt for Mother's Day. I mean, I'm just gonna exploit the brand. People listen, but also working. This probably might be my keep it funky since it's doing, but working with a brand that is as popular and as well known and as strong. Like you talking about a strong brand.
Polos everlasting.
Polo Ralph Lauren is a people pay insane money for these garments, and like obviously it's not up there with like Louis. It's like, but it's right there. Like niggas, like
Mm-hmm.
if I factory store to retail store, it's $400 sweaters, and you know what I'm saying. People, the number one complaint that I hear all the time, people are like, dang, this is high. This is how much this costs. I'm like, that's how much the shit costs, but because people buying this shit. I'm
Yeah.
not like, I always loved polo because when I was growing up, my mother, she worked at Macy's. She got her discount, and that's how me and my brother and we was able to wear polo because of the discount my mother was getting. If it wasn't for that discount, I wouldn't be rocking polo, and I had to stop for some years because this polo shit is not cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Believe me, I'm polo gang too. That shit is not cheap, bro. Even a regular tee, like a good 60.
Bro, 59.50. You
Yeah,
gonna get
I
you
was outside. I was outside.
a long sleeve tee gonna get, and then like, and
Just
then
with
that's my
the
age.
little polo, little
Yeah,
horse
the
too.
little pony. You know what I'm saying? The little pony. Listen, I think this shit was 125. The pants, obviously, I didn't pay 125, but retail initially $125 for a hoodie. That's not a cheap hoodie. What was I saying? Fuck, getting older.
Yeah.
I remember for my senior photo, I went to Macy's and I bought a green polo, and it was $49.99.
Mm-hmm.
$50, right? But in 2009, that's $50. That's money. So what I did, I bought the polo. I went to go take my senior pictures, and then I returned the polo back to the store. You know what I'm saying? Get my
Smart.
$50 back. Now, if you get a regular mesh polo, that shit is $95.
I was about to ask, shit. I was just about to ask you, everything going up. Is the price of the brick and polo going up too?
Nigga, the brick. So yes, the price of brick is so basically for Ralph Lauren, I'm like I haven't gotten to do the creative stuff that I'm trying to do with polo, but like I'm basically just the nigga that got the brick and I'm bagging it up. I'm the nigga that Ralph got me in the back. It's just he ain't got me naked in the back. Pause. No homo. I'm
Yeah.
just the one putting the fucking dope in the bags. That's all I'm doing, basically. Because this shit is a drug. These people come in this store polo down, talking about I've been wearing polo since 1984 and da da da. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just the one putting it in the bag. And the classic polo is $95 now. Now it might be on sale. You know, you go to the factory store, it might be on sale. You get 25% off, but that's still $73 for a polo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't get many discounts there too.
Now, see, if you're signed up and you're a part of our community, if you're connected, you can get some discounts and you can save some money. You might come out with that $60, that 50, like back in the day price. But if you come in that joint just straight off the street and you ain't getting no emails or you're not signed up, you ain't about to get that, bro. So.
Dang. See, the game is a game, regardless if it's at the
The
drug game,
game is the game.
the game is the game. You know what I'm saying?
And when you
You're
have
first time custody, you got to pay full price. I'm sorry.
you pay full price, you don't get that discount. But if you fuck with us and you build that relationship, they'll give you a little 20, 25, 30%. You can use that. But honestly, the brand is crazily strong. Like I'm like, damn, this white man then built this shit up to this level. It's like, listen, so people from all over the world want polo. Foreign people come to the area. People don't even speak English. They come in the fucking store and they buying that shit. And they want Ralph Lauren. And this ain't Polo Association. This is
Nah.
this is there have been some people that came in and got this shit confused, but we had to straighten them out. But that was about it.
Yeah, man. As you said, people still buy polo, but that's just that mid 2000s polo wave was crazy. Like, do y'all still
It was different.
y'all still got the country polos like Spain and
So
UK?
that shit you probably gotta go. You can find online and shit like that. But Yeah,
Yeah, that
the
was. If you
Spain
had
and then
that,
the customized shit.
if you had
Yeah.
that, you was lit, bro. You was lit. You was on.
If you had the customized joint, either you put your name on the back of it, or you had the Spain with the big pony, or any of the like the different countries, that shit was you was fresh.
Yeah, he was fly.
Cause niggas know like that polo, that's 125.
Early.
So and the customized one, that's 125 back in the day. So it's like just like Jordans and everything, it's just part of the fit. The right Jordans with the polo, niggas was matching their Jordans with their polos.
Like, oh,
That's that's
we was outside. We was outside. You know what I'm saying?
that's what niggas was
Like it
doing.
was crazy. Master Jordan with the polo, and then if you was in the Nova DC area in the mid 2000s, you had some cargos. You know what I'm saying? You had some cargos for us to go with that joint too. Like that was a
Oh shit.
uniform. That was a uniform.
But it's crazy that it's the obviously the style has changed and people are not rocking polo down like they used to. Obviously, niggas are more into designer shit now. Everybody
Right.
want to be designer, off white, essentials, and whatever the fuck people is wearing right now, streetwear type of shit. But it's still respected.
Oh,
It's
listen,
still respected.
you can't joan on nobody wearing polo, especially if it's real polo.
If you got to, if it's polo, it's like, oh, I respect it. Like it's still respected, And then, but now I'm starting to see different pieces and shit like that. Start getting to the purple label, start to get into shit like that, and that shit is ridiculous, bro. $400 for some goddamn fucking slides, bro. Some little loafers. You'd be like, yo, why are these loafers? Not like leather loafers. I'm talking about just some canvas loafers. For
I
98.
mean, when you got a brand name that's strong, you can charge whatever you want. People don't pay for it, right?
Exactly. So that's the goal, man. We got to build up our brands to where it's that strong. Like that's what I've
Yeah.
been when I'm going to work. I'm like, yo, this brand is that strong. This motherfucker don't even gotta do. He putting out the same polos he put out last year. You know what I'm saying? But niggas is got copping it. They
But
don't change up too much.
you you kind of landed on something, bro. I heard Rick Ross say it took him 10 years to build MMG, right? Like when your brand is strong, like I think that's more
Mm-hmm.
important than the actual art at some point. Like the art builds up the brand, but then once you have brand
Mm-hmm.
equity, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, whatever you put out, people are just gonna follow regardless, you know what I'm saying? And then that's something that is so important that I think people, especially entrepreneurs and like entertainers, and they don't think about that aspect of the business. You know what I'm saying? Where you've got a logo, that logo is everywhere, so it's recognizable. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're wearing polo. People know that horsey. They don't even know how much you pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
That could be people be faking it. You know, so they got a whole U.S. polo, U.S. association, just with a horse too. You know what I'm saying? Just off
Yeah.
just a little bit, just what I'm saying, just so that people can catch some the leftover, you know what I'm saying, or just like
Yeah.
people wanting to be a part of that brand but
And
can't afford that brand. You know what I'm saying? It's so important.
yeah, so they're gonna get the people that are like, okay, well, you can't afford this, but this is for you. But like, you're right. Everybody know that MMG logo and how strong it used to be. Obviously, I think because Meek is a huge artist, Wale's a big artist, and he was able to be so successful with them two as the front
Yeah.
runners of the brand. They were strong as hell. Look, late 2010s, like they was strong as hell. Like so, he built it to where he's at, and now he took that money, and now he's an entrepreneur. He's a
Yeah, bro.
restaurateur. He's a what I'm saying.
Just
He's a
think of
mogul.
our favorite brands, bro. A check for Nike. It's just a check.
Nike
You know
is
what I'm
stupid,
saying?
bro. It's like
For three stripes is Adidas. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so recognizable that you don't even. It's ingrained in your brand, your brain. You know what I'm
But
saying?
what's crazy though? You think like Yeezy don't got a logo though.
Does
It's
it?
just a Yeezy. I guess it's his name, Yeezy.
Mm.
It's just Yeezy. That's what it is. But
So I did. It's crazy. Yeezy
Yeezy
doesn't have a
Yeezy is
logo.
just a Yeezy. I think it's just the name, Yeezy. That's the logo.
Well, that kind of makes sense with his minimalistic thing, you know.
Yeah. But that's the goal, man. Because like you think about like the strength of Nike, bro. Everybody wants Nikes. Everybody wear Nike, from a grandma to the kid.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then they got the brands, Jordan brand. You know what I'm saying? They got all the athletes. It's killing the game, man.
yeah,
Killing the
bro.
fucking game.
Speaking of brands, might keep it funky. It's kind of a question to the men out there, right?
Oh my god.
As we get older, I'll segue into this. One of the shout out to Wayne, polo sheets, polo draws. You know what I'm saying? Like polo draws was a
So
thing
come and
back in
take
the
this
day.
polo.
Yeah.
Yes, they're great. That's probably that's my favorite part. One of my favorite items that they sell. The polo draws till this day, great quality, feel great,
Yeah, I
look
agree
great.
too. You know what I'm saying? And as we get older, we hopefully you're not wearing boxers anymore. If you're wearing boxers, we have to have another discussion. But like, as a man, there are times where we have to shop for underwear, right? And is it a little weird shopping for underwear because of just the packaging? Like it's just a man's bottom area of the potential drawers that you want to wear. And I thought to myself one day, like, damn, we look at clothes and we look at the packaging to kind of see how it would fit on us. And you're looking at the package and he's like, yo, that's a man's balls right there. Just nothing else but just his balls. And he's like, do you envision yourself wearing the boxers? Because you can't go into the dressing room and try on boxer briefs. That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
So
you can't do that.
You gotta look at the man's packaging and envision yourself. It's a weird thing.
I don't know what you're doing.
It's a weird marketing tactic. It's a weird marketing tactic.
When you get because obviously the models that are on the boxer brief cover, most men are not shaped like these men. Just whether it be your abs, thighs, packaged, whatever. But I'm saying I don't know I normally just look at the cut. I'm looking for.
But you got to look at the picture.
The picture, yes.
Because you didn't know what type of cut you wanted until you looked at the picture. How did you know you want boxer briefs?
I knew that this was I think what it was.
I'm about to push you. I'm gonna push you.
You're gonna push it because when you try to break it down and to the image that we're looking at when we're buying these drawers, I'm sure that there's some questions, and you have these questions. This is probably what rose these questions. It's just to me, I think I got my first pair of boxer briefs. I didn't go out and buy them myself, probably as a Christmas present. A present. Okay. Someone bought me boxer briefs as opposed to boxers. Oh, I got my mother. I bought some. I'm putting these on. These fit better. They don't ride up. I don't know if you ever play sports. You try to play sports in boxers. Right. Very uncomfortable. They twist. They move. Boxer briefs give you support. They stay close to your thigh. So if you're active and you're moving, they don't ride up. It is a better look. I'm a boxer brief guy till this day. I like boxer briefs. And when I go to buy boxer briefs, I'm looking for some boxer briefs are a lot higher up on the thigh. they're more of a European cut type of thing, and that's not what I'm looking for. So I want something that comes probably 3/4 of the way down my thigh.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm looking, and you're right. We are looking at pictures of other men in underwear, thinking about how they would look on us.
And all I'm asking is just like all I'm just trying to say is like the weirdest marketing tactic.
But it works because every man wants their package to look good. You want support, and I guess it's a marketing that works towards us. Every man wants to kind of be an underwear model. I don't know.
Do you think? I gotta think about that. Because
I don't know if you want to be out, but you want your underwear to look good. Like you want to look good. And niggas used to sag a lot, so he's like, you want to see that name, like whether it's the Calvin or the Polo.
They do that now, right? They do that. I think they do it a lot with like Ithaca. Ithaca
there you
draws.
Go, Ithaca. They got another joint that they wear a lot, some LSG, TSG, something like that.
I don't know that.
But
it's a weird. I was like, well, those are one of the weirdest marketing tactics. I understand the importance of you got to show it, but it's just like, damn, man, can a nigga have a shirt on or something?
Nah, bro, they're underwear models. It's like they're selling to what people want to look like. Okay, a man wants to look like this, or look at women's bikinis. Most of them, I think it's probably getting to a more progressive look at it.
You know what's fucked up? And you know how they're not progressive in the male underwear sphere?
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no niggas with no gut on the packaging.
Now I'll say this: you're right, but Rihanna Fenty. I don't know if you've seen any of her. Her underwear.
Yeah. Shout out to
She has
Rihanna.
done a great job. Rihanna, she has done a great job of having all body types and men included in her campaigns. So Rihanna was the first one, and I remember they used to come on my Instagram timeline, and I would see the bigger guys in underwear, and I'm like, what is Rihanna trying to say to me? But I'm like, it's nice to see different body shapes. You see someone with a stomach, see someone with love handles, see someone, you know what I'm saying? See someone with
Yeah.
thighs and not just muscles, you know what I'm saying?
Representation
Because
matters, man. Representation matters, bro. That's why I saw Rihanna do that. I was like, I fuck with her. Like I didn't already need a reason more to fuck with her, but that wasn't like, you know what, you get a point
But
for
yeah,
me.
even for the women, because I think even for the women probably are definitely calling for this more than men are calling for it. But like seeing yourself and understanding, like I can buy these underwear and these panties and this bra, and it's gonna look good on me, and it's gonna fit good, you know? Because and it's crazy because actually at Ralph Lauren, they don't make draws 2X. It stops at XL. If you can't wear XL, you can't get these draws.
You can't put
So
that's fucked up.
XL is the biggest size, and that's probably like a 42 waist. So if you have anything above 42, you're not included.
You know, that was my, that because why does the fashion companies think big niggas want to be fly? What's the hang with big
It's a
niggas?
market. It's
I
definitely a
know,
market.
you
It's
know.
and they could tap
Well,
into it, but it's,
don't Polo have a big and tall section? Maybe that's what it is, like in the
they have a
store.
big and tall now, and that's pretty new. From what I found out, the big and tall stuff is pretty new, but they still haven't got to the underwear, you know, or like the beaters or the t-shirts. It's really, I mean, they have regular t-shirts, but not like the slim fit t-shirts or like the ones with just like the polo on the bottom. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to buy just the standard polo tee and the big and tall sizes. So they working their way there, but they ain't there yet. Mm-mm.
Just all guts matter, man. All guts matter. So
That's a fact, man. Because you know, not everybody, not most men in America are not rocking around with a six pack. They're everyday looking guys who
you would probably
probably
get
went
more
in.
sales, honestly, if you even had Polo with a man with just a slight gut. Just say like, because if you're wearing a large or extra large, you might most likely have a gut. Like,
Mm-hmm.
at least extra large, you might most likely have a gut, some love handles or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you got tight, and if Polo, their shirts are slim fitting, you got to see what that slim fit looks like on your the gut area, because you don't want to be out here looking crazy.
but but that's what it is with designer. Like even a lot of bigger, like I remember DJ Mustard was talking like he one of the reasons biggest reason why he was trying to lose weight is because he was
Because you want
trying
to
to
wear
fit
the
in designer
designer.
clothes.
Yeah.
And niggas was nigga he the purpose, he was like, I'm trying to wear these jeans. I'm trying to wear these brick, I'm trying to wear these Ameris. Can't wear no Ameris because they ain't making them in no 42s.
Facts.
They only making them in 38. So if I don't wear 38 or lower, I can't even get these jeans. So it's definitely those size runs are not for bigger people, plus size people, or people just with different body shapes. And even these jeans, just from working in retail, this level, I see the jeans for women. If you got thighs or you got ass or you got hips, these jeans ain't gonna fit you. You can't go to these designer jeans
Yeah.
like these. That's why I think these online boutiques are probably doing well for women because they got things that are
Oh,
stretchy,
Fashion
things that
Fashion
fit.
Nova's killing.
Fashion Nova killing it. The Pretty Little
Sheen.
Things,
Sheen. Yeah.
Sheen, all these places are killing because women have shapes, and these are shapes that have become desirable because the black woman shape, really ass, hips, thighs, and maybe their waist is smaller, but they have big hips, they have a butt, they have thighs. This shit ain't even fit in the right proportions. So it's a crazy one. Like obviously we seen these brands take advantage of it, but it could be definitely more widespread
Yeah. I
for
agree.
sure.
I
You know what I'm
agree,
saying?
man.
Nigga love, we need them hips. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta show them hips, man. The hips don't lie. Shout out to
Shout out to the skinny, shout out to the skinny women, but we like them thick too.
I'm gonna tell you to the listeners. I think it was 2010, and Terry gave me a new term that I haven't heard before. It's called Out the Draws Booty. And this is
I know, I know. I don't even know where I got it from, but continue.
you know, he was you know, we were both single men at this point. So we, you know, we were in college on the prowl, you know. There was a young lady we were looking at, and she wasn't the thickest outside the inner jeans, right? But you know, Terry with his eyes, you know, and his wisdom, with his wisdom ahead of us, let us know that she had out the draws booty, which means, especially for, this is before slim thick was the term. You know, once you take the pants off, you take the drawers off, there's more booty to be
And you
beholden.
thought,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
yes.
You know.
No more
And
booty to beholden.
yeah, beholden. You know, so you see the double entendre?
Double entendre there. More booty to beholden.
Yeah. So you know, that was before Slim Thick. So, you know, I think, you know, we love women on this podcast. We love, you know, Black women, especially, you know, we love this, you know, slim booty girls, little titty girls, you know what I'm saying? All women of all shapes, all sizes. And you said all shapes, all sizes. So that just kind of took me to that point where you were ahead of your time in that, you know, representation.
And you took me, yes. And that is true. The out the draws booty is definitely a thing. And it speaks to more of like the shape being important more than just the
rotundus,
size of things. Because the rotundus, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because a great shape is something to behold as well. You know, like there's a lot of speculation about what men like, what men don't like. Men like it all. Men like it.
Yes.
Men like every variation that you could think of. There is a appetite for it. And damn, I fucking forgot it. I've been forgetting where the fuck. I've been smoking a little bit more weed lately. I ain't smoked tonight. I'll be forgetting where I'm about to go.
Well, I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah,
you know,
like
you say, like what women think, like what men want, they want the fat ass, the straight out the super rotund, like you can see it from the front type of ass, and we do love that.
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, ass. You look at her, you can tell she got ass when you walk through. I remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say we have a friend who remained nameless. He kind of elaborated on the out the jeans booty by realizing there's some women who are just bad built. And listen, we're not trying to bash anybody here.
I love that. First, before you get to it, I love the term bad built. I love the term bad built.
There's some people that are bad built. Some people who are just misproportioned. This proportions are very abnormal. Right. And but he came up with a term called deficient booty. And we were younger men then, and obviously, like, we're not trying to like. I love how nigga gotta disclaim it before he say some mean shit. But it's like the out the jeans booty is not any deficiency, because when you take her out of her clothes, it is like you are taken back, probably in awe of what you're finding, because you're like, in those clothes, I didn't know that was there, but out of the clothes, it's there. And some women, like, you could tell in the clothes, like, oh, that is a deficient ass. Yeah, like the ass is box shaped or something of that nature. You know, maybe the Caucasus women have this issue. They're afflicted with this a lot, having deficient ass, as opposed to out of the jeans booty or just fat booty. You know what I'm saying? Because as a man, I would say this. My last point on booty. I've been watching women my whole life. You know, my adolescence up until my adulthood. It's like we admire the shape of women. We're beautiful women, and I'm not a perfectionist, but I am a connoisseur, and I do appreciate the spectrum. That that is.
That was a little tangent. I don't know how we got here.
Yeah, because you started talking about the variation of sizes,
all shapes and sizes. So that reminded me of
man. Listen,
little booties. Now that's the term. Now little booties matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just
got the snappers, not the clappers. The snappers. Got a little snapper. Listen, man. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Please believe this. Don't think that one person's evaluation or one person's feelings about you really affects your scale. Or I was gonna say R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, but you
can go ahead. You can go ahead and segue into
rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Like, for all the his delivery and his bluntness, there was a philosophy that could be interpreted as he was trying to put people on a scale and say that this is the scale of beauty and this is that. And I kind of oppose him in that, like, there's beauty is really in the eye of the beholder. To you, someone who you would say is only a 6 or a 3 or a 4 or 5, there's someone who sees that person as a fucking 10. And it may not be
Right.
this high value man that you're talking about,
Right.
but beauty is not just one thing. And that's what, to bring it back to the underwear and what we're being pushed in the media, thinking that you got to have a 6-pack to be handsome or a 6-pack to be in shape or this. There's in shape bodies that don't look like what they're putting on the underwear packaging. You know what I'm saying? And there's beautiful bodies of women that are not on these magazines or on this or on the explore page or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree,
Yeah.
man. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Controversial at the very least. I mean, a short time in the
Very
public eye.
polarizing.
But I'm trying to say this as politically correct as possible. Like, he pissed off a lot of people, but he also helped a lot of people. And I think the first time we talked about Kevin Samuels, we were very critical of him and his,
and the niggas
him as
that was sucking him.
But the more I looked at, like, just the clips, I didn't listen to him every day. I think I might have followed him or whatever, but he did keep it. He was on niggas' ass. The men's asses a lot more than we just saw the clips of the women that went viral. But I will say he was very impartial in terms of telling niggas that men, especially like, they're not worthy either of these certain things. You know what I'm saying? So
get your ass up,
lose weight, get your money up. You know what I'm saying? Like, my only thing is like, he passed away, and they were like, I saw people saying like, hey, we smoking on Kevin Samuels' package, shit like that, like especially from like women and things like that. I understand how they could be turned off by him and a lot of his rhetoric and things like that. But then you got to understand, at some point, people kept calling into his show.
Exactly.
People kept.
He had a huge audience.
We had a huge following. He had a huge following. You know what I'm saying? At some point, we're gonna have conversations of like, do you really not fuck with somebody? Why do you keep tuning into their content? Why don't you have?
You hate watching.
You hate watching. That's the term. Hate watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you hate this person so much, how do you keep seeing his content? Why aren't you blocking his name? Why aren't you blocking him? You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't you, like, with social media, people want to be. And this goes for all races, you know what I'm saying? Black men, black women, white women, especially white women, but white men too. Like, people want to find reasons to be mad, for some reason. Like, people care about like, oh, I care about my peace and shit like that. But do you really care about your peace? Like, do you really?
Because you're going to look for shit to upset you.
You know what I'm saying? You get like, if you block his name or mute his name, this is how social media works. If you mute his name, you will never see a clip. You'll never see his name on your timeline. If you really don't fuck with that person.
I blocked DJ Academics and muted that name. I have not seen nothing from Academics in years.
And your piece is solidified, isn't it?
I don't have to be annoyed. I don't have to be shit I don't like. You can really curate. Like, I think some people are curating things that are going to trigger them so that they can have that conflict on their timeline. Some people are looking for that, to have that viral comment or whatever, to say something,
Yeah,
it's,
man. It's like, we're going to have to, like, there's some real uncomfortable conversations that I think at some point at this Kevin Samuels shit really opened my eyes up to. Like, you know what I'm saying? People really just be hate watching, and it's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? If you really hate that person so much, like, why don't you create your own peace, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Or, at some point you'll need grace too. Like we all pass away. We all pass away. And granted, you won't know if someone's talking shit about you, but like, you pass away, and then random people that you don't even know, they don't even know you saying, we smoking on you tonight. That's crazy, Terry.
Bro, niggas say you're supposed to say that shit to niggas that like we're trying to kill you.
Yeah, like, you're op. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's your fucking actual op. Like, nigga that's like hunting you down, trying to end your life.
You don't know this man. You don't know this man.
You smoking on. Listen. I ain't got no. I'm not sticking up for Kevin Samuels.
No, I'm
I'm
not. I'm
just
not
talking
sticking
to
up for
what you're
his.
talking
I'm
about.
not talking about Kevin Samuels. Talking about what I saw based on what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, he never put hands on a black woman. He never, physically raped anybody, or he never murdered anybody. So he hasn't done anything
But
violent.
he broke no. But you know what he did do?
But he did.
He belittled black women and he broke down women and he was critical of women. And I think that is critical. And this is why some of his points were valid to me. The way that he spoke to women was also the way that he spoke to men. Yes, he did. And people also say that he took off by down talking to women. That's what made him take off.
Sure.
But you know what? That's the world. Controversy,
That's how
being
weird.
polarizing, being a mean person. That's the
100%.
internet.
That's the
He
internet
did content for years talking to men.
about
And
like
I
getting their
think
credit
that's
up.
more
You know what I'm saying? Like telling men how to get their
telling
shit
about
together.
fragrances, how to dress, the image
Yes.
control. Fragrances, how to dress, how to attract what you want in life, how to, you know what I'm saying, how to build yourself up, move like a professional, other things like that. I think his success, which it was success, speaks to the condition of the world more than it speaks just to him. Because he did like it's like we doing this podcast for 3 years and it's just middle of the road. But then we start doing something that a lot of people don't like, and then it takes off. Like that says more about you than it does about us. More people started watching it when he's doing that. And maybe he catered
Agree.
to it too much. Maybe it was wrong. We could
Yeah.
debate that.
Yeah.
We could debate that another time. It's just
like I said, it's the hate, like the hate watching shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the grooving gorilla niggas was mad about that nigga dancing in the restaurants, and now this nigga's an influencer now. You know, see, you hated that nigga so much, now he's getting a bag. It's like,
exactly. And
you know
I'm
what I'm saying?
not.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
I
It's
don't hate
like
watch.
I just don't. If you don't like it, don't consume it. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like,
people want to talk shit. People want to talk shit.
it's weird, bro. Like that's the conversation that I don't think a lot of people are ready for, especially on social media. But I'm just a regular nigga in the street, you know what I'm saying, working a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying. I'm not a trap nigga, you know what I'm saying. So, it's weird to
But
me.
yeah, it is weird, and it's
So rest in peace, that man, bro.
we keep saying rest in peace to him. But speaking of social media, we can get into our topics. This is something I came across on social media, and you actually saw it too. The most people may know this person as named Corinne Steffens, aka Superhead.
Mm-hmm.
But I found her page. I believe I was on the explore page, and I saw this page. I was like, that looks like Superhead, and I clicked on it, and she was doing it was a podcast, and it was like a somebody was talking on a microphone. I was like, this is a podcast. I was on a podcast, and I was like, oh shit, that's Corinne Steffens. But then the name is a totally different name. Her name is everything underscore Elizabeth with the S, Elizabeth, whatever. And then I'm like, no, this is Superhead. This is Corinne Steffens. And obviously she's done a little rebranding. Bio says 3-time New York bestselling author, which is true.
Yeah.
Senior copywriter and essayist. And she has a link tree to her work, some interviews, an essay she wrote, join Medium to keep reading, all new essays. So she is just Men Love Sluts, explore Men Love Sluts.
That's the
So
title of her book.
obviously, it's I guess I don't know if it's a book. Let's see what it is. menlovesluts.com. So I guess she did write another book called Men Love Sluts. And I knew Superhead from listen to one of my favorite rappers, Lil Wayne. He had bars about her. There's a very famous interview where she's talking about Lil Wayne. She was married to another man and said if Lil Wayne ever called her, she would be there. She would leave her house at 2 a.m, leave her husband in the bed to go to wherever he was at. That's the type of relationship they had. I was kind of taken back by that, how you married, but you're going to go see another man whenever he calls you. It's not a marriage that I'll be willing to be in, but it was a marriage that somebody was willing to be in. But I'll just give you the background. This is what I want to talk about. I was on her page and I saw her say something and on her podcast, and it was, there's no such thing as a slut. Matter of fact, I have to find the clip. She was saying there's no such thing as a slut. What's a slut anyways? people are sleeping with everyone's sleeping with everybody. So how does that make anyone a slut? And I was like, I think some things could be slutty. I think somebody can be a slut in a moment. I do. I think some things are slutty, and I think that a slut does help to describe a person. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play you the clip right now. Here it goes.
All right.
Like I found it. I'm gonna unpair my AirPods. There we go.
Choice with a woman is having sex with a man. If we're both having sex at the same time, how am I the slut? Knock it off. Sluts are not a real thing. No one's a slut. No one's real. Like, sluts are like unicorns. People talk about them all the time, but you've never seen one. Nobody's a slut because there's nobody out here having more sex than anybody else, because a man has to have sex if he's a straight man with a woman. A woman is having sex with a man. If we're both having sex at the same time, how am I the slut? Knock it off. Sluts are not a real thing.
Now,
She was tight. She was tight.
She was tight because I'm sure she's been called a slut a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This was probably a poster child for slut at one point. She wrote a book about all the men she slept with. Now, I agree with her on some things, and some things I disagree with her, and then I'm going to let you talk about it. I do disagree with how is she just a slut for sleeping with a man? Mm-hmm. I don't think that if two people are engaging in a consensual act, they're the same at that point. They're the same. They're doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you enter into an act with more people, I think sometimes that's when people get the slut. Like, if you're a woman, you have sex with one man, that's even, whatever. But what I disagree with her, she's like, there's no such thing as a slut. We're all having sex. No one's having more sex than other people. Yes, people are having more sex than other people. Yeah. It's just some people are having more sex frequenter with more partners than other people. And I want to take her out of it. I want to talk about the slut issue itself. I think that we have to give names to some things, right?
Yeah.
Say there was an instance where a woman was met with a proposition like, hey, you did something I didn't like, right? And and the woman's like, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And a man says, you know what? I'll forgive you if you suck my 15 friends' dick, right? Mm-hmm. Say that's the scenario. Mm-hmm. And the woman, he didn't force her. He said, yo, if you want my forgiveness, you got to take care of my entire group of men right here. Mm-hmm. And she agrees to do that. And she takes care of all of those men, sucks all of those men, and lets all of those men put their penis in her mouth, right? Mm-hmm. What do we call that person that did that? Now, I'm fine with calling all of those men sluts because they did that shit. Yeah, but I'm also fine with calling that person who decided to take their penises in their mouth a slut as well.
Yeah.
Now, you may not be that person that takes 15 penises in your mouth in one time forever, but for that moment in time, all of y'all was sluts.
Yeah.
That's slutty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if we can't agree that that's slutty, then what do words mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Words do mean
That's
things.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, there is a such thing, like, and Amber Rose did the thing, like, there's no such thing as a slut. Everyone's doing what they want to do. I'm like, nah, some things are really slutty.
Yeah, man, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
15 partners at one time, slutty.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I'm not going to call you a hoe.
We got to... Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't make
No, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's slutty to me, in my opinion. Yeah. That's slutty.
You're 100% right. So I think we'll cover it in this particular scenario here. We have to break this. I think there's 3 layers of breaking this down. All right.
Okay.
So number 1, if the man that suggested the girl suck all 15 of his man's dick is the nastiest nigga on this planet.
But yes, okay, that is very nasty to propose. That is very nasty.
Like, for you to think like that's how you, for her to get your forgiveness.
Factual.
That's I don't want to use these words, but that's like misogynistic. That's like the wildest of all the terms. Like, that's sexual predatorness. That's like wild to even say. Like,
but now I'll say this: I heard that story. And I'm not going to say it has anything to do with Elizabeth.
No. We're just hypothetically.
Let's take her out of it. I heard that story, and I don't know if it's a true story, but I heard that story. And the person that told that story was the person that said do the 15 dicks, and they said that they were trying to say something so crazy that the person wouldn't do it. So they were basically trying to call their bluff. Like, okay, you really want my forgiveness? Go do something outlandish that I don't think you would do. But then they did it.
But isn't that's manipulative now? Because you try to get her out of that situation. You tried
to kind of get them away from you. You tried to like get rid of them.
You could have been like, I don't fuck with you more, leave. But you try to come up with a scenario so wild that you think they would just say no, and you think that they would have morals. That's the funny thing. He thinks that they think that she got morals, but we don't know what morals
found out that you found out that the morals. Found out that those morals are not the morals that they believe in. No, they had no problem with
they got left at the door. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kendrick, you know, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, whatever.
They got left on the floor.
Yeah. And number two, number 2 and 3. Number 2, all the niggas that wanted their dick sucked by the same woman. That's kind of nasty too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did she do mouthwash in between?
Who's number 15? Like, who's number 14, 15, 13? You remember Squid Games, right?
Yeah.
You seen Squid Games?
Yeah,
remember the people that were the last?
Yeah, they got shot.
It's like you didn't want to be first because you were, you know what I'm saying? But then you didn't want to be last because you didn't know what the challenge was going to be. So it's like, for sure.
Now, how horny are you knowing that? Like,
how horny are you to be number 15? You feel me?
Yeah.
But we have
number 3.
We've seen that people are horny.
Yeah. Facts. And number 3, I think. So back to the original comment about, you know, slut. What is a slut? Like, I think what is a slut is this action of being slutty. Like, if you're doing slutty shit, that makes you a slut. Like 15 dicks in one sitting is some slutty shit. Like, regardless of how you feel, unless you're not in porn, so you're not.
That's, you know, porn is slutty.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bukkake. You know what I'm saying?
This man said bukkake.
That's a bukkake. You know what I'm saying? First off, you're putting everybody in danger because you don't know what nobody else got. So now you're just being sexually unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to be woke here, I'm going to be Mr. Woke. But that's just slutty. That's just slutty. It's okay to say that's slutty. Now you say like you have a lot of bodies. Like, yeah, you just like to have sex. You're sexually liberated. That's not cause to be a slut. But if you do some shit like that, that's some slutty shit.
That might be slutty. I think I think there is a such thing as a slut. I think that people have been mislabeled that in the past.
Correct.
And I think people get labeled it for a time in their life, and sometimes that tag stays on you for years after maybe you stop doing slutty things, right? You could have been a slut for 6 months, a slut for a month, and people know about that month of your life or that 6 months of your life.
Yeah.
And then the rest of your time on this earth, people think you're that person. And I'm not gonna put a title on somebody for the rest of their life. You might have done some slutty things, but you're not gonna be. I believe that you can grow and change, especially if you're trying to live a life, an actual full life.
So
you would want to grow and change.
You hit on something. Sluttiness is the public perception of it. So if no one knew that you were sucking 15 dicks, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, but you know. So like, it's not like if a tree fell in the forest and no one was around to hear it, did that tree fall? No.
Would you?
Some people was like, no, it made a sound. You heard that, right? If a tree falls in the forest, correct. No one's around to hear it, they didn't make a sound. So if
a slut sucks 15 dicks, somebody got their dick sucked.
The dick got sucked, whether people know about it or not. You know what I'm saying? It happened. That the act happened, and I'm not here to judge the act, but people. That's the reason why people may not want to share everything they do sexually, because people do judge them, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Say you have a great sexual performance, you might get a stigma for, oh, she's really good at this sexual act, or you have a bad sexual performance, people are going to hold that to you too. Oh, you're really bad at this sexual act. That doesn't mean you're going to be bad at that forever. That doesn't mean you're going to be you're going to be really that person who's great at that sexual act forever or want to be publicized about it. I just need to know that there's a name for it, right? I have recently met someone in my life, a male, and this person is a whore.
Okay.
This person sleeps with multiple partners. It's all consensual, all protected, but they have a large rotation of sexual partners.
That's a whore. That's a whore.
And they do it purely for their enjoyment. They're not doing it for money. They're not doing it for social gain. They literally just like to do this. The acts are the gratification for them, right? And in my mind, I'm like, we have to call this something because it's not nothing. Most people don't have 20 plus sexual partners that they're rotating at one time.
That's a lot.
And let's just say there's a spectrum, right? Some people are monogamous, they have one sexual partner, and then some people don't even count, right? There's a spectrum. Let's just say that's at the top end of the spectrum. We have to call the top end something. We have to call it something.
Yeah.
Just so we can, when we're talking about it, we can refer to a term that we all agree on what it is. That's all I'm saying. So when she says there's no such thing as being a slut, I disagree.
I agree with you there. Now I'm gonna throw a wrench in it right now. Okay. So the word slut, is it just because of the actions, or is it because of like the amount of people that's involved in your actions? So like somebody could be like, I'm a slut for you. So with you, with that particular person, they do everything nasty. Now, are they still a slut? Now, are they a slut?
That's a great point. Someone could be like, I can be a slut for my husband, or I'm a slut for my girlfriend. That's a great question. I think that can be like a second, like they have the two definitions. That could be the second definition. But the first definition would be, in my mind, if I had to define what a slut is, it's someone that's open to doing sexual acts with a person with very little investment required, whether it be time, or maybe a lot of it, maybe not, very little, or because money might be a lot though. It's tough to get a definition on what a slut is, right? It's very tough, and I would have to, and I could tell you if it was slutty or not, but by you telling me what it is, but also probably have a bias, or maybe I've done it, or I've done something similar, and I might not think it's that slutty, or somebody who's never done that sexual act might be like, oh, that's not that slutty. You know what I'm saying? I think time, place, number of participants. You know what I'm saying? I think that dictates the sluttiness.
Okay.
Time, place, number of participants.
That's a good list right there. I just, I don't want to disagree with you. So we just gotta make sure.
But no, it's ambiguous. It is not like a solid definition. It's not. It's not. But it is something. Sorry.
There are sluts. We just gotta work hard and figure out what the definition of a slut is. But there are sluts. Somebody's slutting right now.
Somebody getting slutted out. Somebody's getting slutted out, and somebody's willingly getting slutted out, and somebody's willingly doing slutty things. But I'm sorry, like Corinne Steffens is a notorious.
Well, you see, that's shout out to us. I think it was maybe like one of our first 10 episodes. We talked about rebranding. And so she's not Corinne Steffens anymore. She's Elizabeth.
Okay, Elizabeth.
So Corinne Steffens was the slut. Corinne Steffens was the slut.
Corinne Overson is not.
Elizabeth Overson. She's the 3-time New York Times best-selling author. Corinne Steffens was the one sucking fit. I don't know. I'm not saying she was sucking 50 I don't know if that's a story or not. But she was the one. She was the one that was writing books. She was the one called Superhead. So Corinne Steffens, that's the perfect rebranding. Oh my God.
It is a great rebrand, but listen, she is a great rebrand, and like I said, we could have a whole
top 5. That's our top 3 rebrand.
She became I don't know, but how successful is the rebrand? She's still Superhead. Like a rebrand. I guess a successful rebrand. I guess no one forgets about the brand before the rebrand. But it's like she's pushing forward. She's become a podcaster. She's an author. She's a writer. all of that. I'm cool with your wholeness getting deleted at some point, but your wholeness can't get deleted if there's video evidence and there's books and there's, you know what I'm saying? It's harder. Just like you talk about, if no one knows about it, it's easier for that wholeness to get deleted.
I agree.
So that wholeness, your college wholeness, can get deleted when you marry your husband because you don't live in the same town that you went to college in or high school in, right? Your wholeness can get deleted easier if it's not documented. When your wholeness is your sluttiness is so well documented, it's gonna follow you longer. And listen, there's plenty, and like I said, there's plenty of men who don't care about that. There's plenty of women who don't care about that. I trust me. I've seen. I've just moving back home and being in around DC. I've seen things, and I'm like, okay, these is how these people are moving now. This is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And even just living life, you see that people are open to things sexually, and people accept a lot of things from people sexually. So it's never being a slut ain't gonna hold you back. And for her, and the last point about this, her talking about sluts or unicorns and ain't nobody found them. I done found them.
No, we didn't find some sluts.
We done found talking about who everyone's talking about where the sluts. They're like unicorns. You never see one. What? Corinne. I mean Elizabeth. What are you talking about here?
Why would she choose a white
people
name?
Find them, you know, because that's a good Elizabeth Olsen. It probably has a meaning.
That's just like
probably named after somebody.
That's too far rebrand. Like Corinne, that's still with the culture. I think she's Caribbean. That sounds like a Caribbean name. Elizabeth, come on now. Let's get in the way.
Hey man.
I thought it was like Elizabeth Olsen.
God.
I thought it was Elizabeth Olsen. What's her name? What's her name? Scarlet Witch.
Elizabeth Olsen. The Olsen. She related to the Olsen.
Yeah, that's her sister.
I found that shit blew my mind. All right, so we don't want to keep y'all too long. Chris, what else out of the topics? What's the one of the last things you want to talk about?
We don't want to keep them too long, but when we get in the groove, man, it's just it's like riding a bike.
Yeah, man, you start talking about sluts and internet and people hating things on the internet. We get a little hype.
Let's see. Let's just do a quick hitter. Rest in peace to the people of the that were affected at the Buffalo mass shooting that just happened a couple of days ago.
Buffalo and in California. There was another one in California that happened at a church.
Yeah, with the Buffalo one, we'll probably do another episode about that one, but stay dangerous. I end that in the episodes every week, but stay dangerous. If you're not a licensed gun holder, please do, because it's crime everywhere.
Oh, yes.
Not even just mass shootings, it's just crime everywhere. People are wilding out here, so that's where I got with that.
Stay strapped, bro. We said this from the day one of the podcast, man. Stay strapped, bro. If you can legally own and carry a gun, protect yourself, because you go to the grocery store and someone comes in with a fucking army tactical gear on and a metal plate, trying to kill black people. You know what I'm saying? It's scary out here.
Keep your head on a swivel as well, man. You know what I'm saying? You never know when today is that, somebody's gonna run up in this spot. You're just going to get groceries, feed your family, and somebody just does some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So, recipes to both situations, and just, Chicago's still crazy. You know what I'm saying? I saw that they put a curfew on minors in the city just because they wilding out there in the city. You know what I'm saying? But as we wrap it up, we can do music next week. Give us another week to digest Kendrick's joint and the rest of the albums.
Yeah, man. But what do you think about it though? What do you think about the album?
The short. I listened to it twice.
Short, quick.
Yeah, I liked it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I'm not gonna hold him to his previous work. You know what I'm saying? Like, because his work by far is the best piece of work that's come out this year. So, to be honest.
Oh, you're giving it that. That.
I don't think nobody's had better work, hip hop wise, than Kendrick currently.
Pusha T.
It's not better.
Kodak.
I like Kodak's album a lot. I like Pusha T's album a lot. But it's not better. Future album, I like it a lot. No.
Better than Dirt?
Not better.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not,
I'm just scrolling down my list right now.
Personally.
Yeah. Gunna. Did Gunna come out 2020? Gunna came out this year.
Nah.
Okay. I mean, I really enjoy it. I've been playing it since it dropped Friday. Today is Monday when we're recording. The music is great, bro. That's what I love the most. You know, the raps. It's gonna take a minute for me to listen to the raps.
There's a
really
lot of bars. There's a lot of bars.
And hear the raps and the bars, but like the first thing, obviously the music, the production, I really like on a lot of it. Skits is great. Shout out to Kodak.
Oh, yo, I tweeted. I was like, yo, Kodak's bag. Like, yeah, he's been on a lot of people's shit.
No, but
like to be on Kendrick shit, like the intro to the album, to be on the interludes, to have his own song with him, and hold his own rapping with this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Silent Hill was a great song. You know what I'm saying? He was rapping his ass off. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Kendrick and Kodak, bro.
Top 3 to me on the album, but yeah, and Kodak for my memory is getting worse. This is fucking crazy. Kodak for definitely delivering on the album. Do you remember when he first came out? He's talking about he was better than Tupac.
Remember Kodak said that? I remember he had a mixtape called it was Big Pac. That was his mixtape.
Yeah, this is probably around the time he said that. He was like, man, I'm a better artist than Tupac, or I will be. Like, he's always had that confidence, and he's one of the artists. Like, I listened. That's why I asked you about his album. I listened to Kodak's album. I like Kodak's album a lot as well. And just as an artist, obviously he's still ignorant, but he's 24 years old. You know, hopefully he gets that time, because you know rappers die every day. Hopefully he gets that time to actually grow up and mature, like maybe Tupac did. Tupac was dead at 24, 25. Biggie dead at 24. All these other rappers dying right now. But man, we gonna keep talking about this.
Keep Kodak in your prayers, man. You know, so he's special, great.
Definitely. As an artist, you can't deny
problematic, it. Yeah, he's special. And then lastly, I'll get back. We can do more music deep dives next week. I need to listen to some more stuff. You want to end it with? Let's go with the Young Thug and the YSL stuff, and then end it off with Big Pat Bev on a high note.
That's fine, man.
You know, keep it real short. You know, I don't know the details, but you know, Young Thug, prayers of Young Thug and the YSL team, Gunna. Apparently, they got hit with the RICO, and it doesn't look really good, because just with the RICO charges, they can just charge you for shit you had nothing to do with. You know,
conspiracy,
just because they say that it was to further the gang, you know. So you know, I just want to say prayers to them boys. You know, I know they got money to lawyer up really quickly, you know, and good lawyers.
Yeah.
So
and hopefully, you know, this is
Lil Key too. Rest in peace, Lil Key too.
Didn't know a lot about Lil Key, but you know, rest in peace to him. But shout out to Dave Chappelle for that skit. You know, plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth. You know, these are state charges and not federal charges. So, you know, the likelihood of them coming out on the other side of it is higher. You know, federal cases have a very high conviction rate. These dudes, the top dudes, definitely have enough money. I think all the dudes under them, you know, I feel like some time is going to be given out. We see when they go after rappers, they get them. GS9, Tekashi, non-Trey. So don't wish jail on anybody. That's one thing I definitely want to say. Don't wish jail on anybody. But crimes are often followed with jail time. Most time the police do their work and somebody goes to jail, whether it's just or not. I'm not gonna advocate for the justice system, but I'm saying niggas get locked up every day, B.
Correct.
You know. Yeah. So Gunna, all the people in YSL, you know, good luck.
Yeah, facts. So we're gonna end off with a little high note. Terry, you want to turn your hat around, or are you just gonna keep it backwards?
Nah, because you can't even tell what this is though. But this is the hat that I'm wearing. It is
all right. Fitting for last night's game. It was game 7.
That was atrocious.
Of the Western Conference second round. Dallas Mavericks versus Phoenix Suns. If you're not really watching sports, you know, game 7s are a big deal. Just to get If you don't watch sports, you don't watch basketball, I'm gonna just give it to you a real high level. Game 7s are a big deal. It's literally win or go home, right? So you got to leave it all on the floor, right? So in this game between these two franchises last night, one team came to play, one other team did not come to play.
The team who's on my hat did not come to play.
Yes. And they got embarrassed and they got blown out on their floor. I think they lost by like 40 or something points at home. But the reason we brought that up is because there is a certain player who plays for another team that apparently has a little bit of smoke. He's, maybe auditioning for a career outside the NBA. His name is Patrick Beverly. He was on First Take and Get Up this morning. Was very vocal last night during the game, but today I guess they called this nigga to come up, and he was there.
They called
for it. He was
Patrick Beverly called them, bro.
He just showed he was just outside the door.
He was like outside, like, "Hey, bro, can you put me on air?" Yeah. And it was like, "Yeah, let's get him," because he was tweeting crazy too.
Yeah,
before
he was tweeting crazy. So he was just going. The hot takes, if we are a fan of hot takes, but the hot takes were flaming this morning. He woke up with I think he drank two energy drinks and a cup of coffee before he came.
And people forget, that Patrick Beverly's from Chicago, right?
Oh, I didn't know he was from Chicago.
He's from Chicago.
Okay, so you want to give a little background of Patrick Beverly?
Patrick Beverly, and NBA journeyman.
You have a little bit more disdain towards him than I do.
NBA, at this point, I would say he's a journeyman. He started with Houston. He went to LA. Now he's with Minnesota. Defensive specialist. Some would say a dirty player. Very vocal, very loud. Very vocal, very loud. Very boisterous. He really is not that gifted, but he's very scrappy. He's the type of player that a lot of teams scrappy. He's the type of player that a lot of teams need. Defensive-minded player, strictly defensive-minded player, in the vein of Dennis Rodman or Draymond Green. Okay, but he's nowhere near a star. He's a role player, but he is very animated. Very, very animated on the court. And that's what Patrick Beverly is.
Yeah. So this morning he was on a couple of ESPN shows, and he was just giving a lot of. The takes were warranted. Not to say they weren't warranted, but coming from him, knowing his position in the league, as Terry explained, it's kind of like, bro, you shouldn't be the one talking. But it was thoroughly entertaining, to say the least. To say the least,
say it wasn't
entertaining at 9 a.m. in the morning. You shouldn't be on that type of energy that early. But he came
great entertainment.
Yeah, he came in he was holding it in his chest, and someone said, "Bro, go ahead, go get your shit off." And he got his shit off. So I implore you, anybody that's listening to us, if you haven't seen the clips, search his name on Twitter. Just go to ESPN. And you'll understand why we're leading this podcast.
Yes. His
energy, this podcast with him.
His energy was specific to Chris Paul, mainly, right?
Yeah, more mainly.
And mainly Chris Paul. The Suns. Talk about no one feared them. No one cares about Chris Paul. Called Chris Paul a cone.
That was hilarious.
You kind of go around him. No one fears him in the locker room. And talk about his. He gave him props, but in the next breath he talked shit about him. But it's and to rebut that, Matt Barnes, former NBA player, also performed the same type of role that Patrick Beverly, defensive-minded person. But unlike Patrick Beverly, he could probably shoot a lot better. He was outside threat.
Yeah,
he was outside threat.
Better three-point
he said that he got a little too disrespectful, and for sure he got disrespectful. He was on national television. He was on national television disrespecting Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns. Right. But his team, the Minnesota Timberwolves, did get eliminated
first round,
weeks prior, and he also cried when they were in the play-in game, and acted like they won something. Patrick, very, very passionate guy, but kind of polarizing. Either you love him or you hate him. There's no in between on Patrick Beverly. You know what I'm saying? I tend to be on the hate side of it. You know what I'm saying? Not a big fan of him at all. He tore Russell Wilson's meniscus.
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook's meniscus in the playoffs, and kind of stunted the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder's playoff run that year. on a blown whistle. The play was dead. He went for the ball and tore our star player's meniscus. But yeah, that's what it was. Go watch the clips though; they're funny.
If there is a if there is a definition of praying for someone's downfall, today was the day to see somebody who was waiting for somebody's downfall.
Oh yeah, he was waiting for that.
You know, and if I don't hate anybody as much, but if I hated somebody, this would be the opportunity I would like to have my voice amplified. And I think that's
but you can see that it was he don't like Chris Paul, and a lot of people don't like Chris Paul.
A lot of people don't like Chris Paul.
Let's make that point. Just not as much as Patrick Beverly, because Chris Paul has been on successful teams and he has accolades that Patrick Beverly doesn't have. Chris Paul is an all-star, assist leader, just a good. He took the Suns from being a non-playoff team to the finals last year. Right. People forget that that was a success in itself. Obviously, it's chip or nothing. But Patrick Beverly, was on TV talking spicy all day. Yeah. He was on two shows. Wasn't he on first? He was on Get Up and First.
Get Up and First Take. That nigga was on TV from like.
They brought him back. They was like, he was talking. They brought him back.
He was like 7 to 10, just going crazy.
Yeah.
Great television though. So sports is all entertainment, anyways. I mean.
Yeah.
They're probably not gonna fight, so it doesn't matter. So, but yeah, Terry, you got anything else? You know, for the people as we wrap up.
Nothing. Just follow. No, just no important shows yet. You know, we're still building, still grinding, finding our way through this DC comedy scene. Just please support all the videos that I post on the page. Support the podcast. Like I said, we coming at you 2022 aggressive. That's it. Hug your mother. Tell her you love her.
Okay. Yeah, man. Follow DTR. Rhapsody 2, June 15th. My man Don Alte, he's got something coming up soon. Nova Legends, Ambition Lover 2. Cloud Navy, you know what I'm saying? Stream his last project. And thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting the squad. We'll get better at, you know, in recording. You know, please don't hold us to the flame. We back in this thing. So
yeah, man.
I appreciate you sticking with us. And remember, on the path to play them, there are 3 rules to success. Stay true to yourself, stay true to the code, and stay dangerous. We'll see you next week, man. Peace.
Peace.